Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your weekly reading for March the 23rd through the 30th. As you can see, things look a little different. We're going to do a little different reading today. Your rune, not surprisingly, is the rune of disruption. And we all know that things are very disrupted right now. Your first stone is labradorite, which has come up in every single reading. And I'm going to tell you, just like I told the other signs, that this little guy here is the most important message that you're going to get today. Labradorite stands for the slayer of darkness, the bringer of light. It has come up in every single reading. This is now the 10th reading that I'm doing, and it has come up every single reading, and it came up in most of them last week. This is a direct message from Spirit that you are to be the slayer of darkness and the bringer of light. That means to get off of the negativity train, the panic train, and be the bringer of light into the situation. And that is the most important thing that all of us can do right now. Like I said, no matter how many times I shuffled, I even put it back in the deck and shuffled again, and guess what came out? It has come out every single time. So that is a really powerful message from Spirit. Then we have obsidian, which is extremely protective, repels negativity, truth enhancing. It helps with manifestation. And we have blue lace agate. Oh, I love it. Which expands your consciousness, intuition, communication, positivity, and calms and soothes. So I think that just ties in perfect. Wow. That's exactly what we need right now, is a heightened intuition, our gut feeling. There's so many confusing things coming out by the hour. Trust your intuition. Go with positivity. Okay? So that's a pretty strong message for you, Aquarius. Get off the negativity train. Okay, so we are going to draw 2 cards from each deck, asking the specific question. What can Aquarius do right now to help the situation, not only for themselves, but for everyone around them? Everyone. What can Aquarius do? Okay, and our spirit animals. What can Aquarius do to help this situation and everyone around them? Okay, let's see what your cards say. Oh, you have Council Fire. You are going to have to make some decisions this week. Wow, we have Standing People. One of my favorites. These are the trees. And they tell you to sink your roots deep into Mother Nature, that's where your power comes from. And it also speaks about giving to others. It's very interesting. Autumn says to release the old and rest. It's talking about the past. This is one of those kind of strange moments in time where there is a definitive line between the present and the past. And we know now that things have changed. They will never go back to the way that they were. That is not necessarily a negative. Things needed to change in many different ways, and we can help make that a positive change instead of a negative one. You got the drum, which asks you to dream and journey, and it's also about internal timing, that there is a timing for everything. Don't be stubborn. Don't think, oh, continually, I wish it was the way it was. Or just realize that there is a time and a season for everything. And if you go with the flow, it'll make that transition much easier. A personal issue reaches resolution. And then we have, it's time to take action. And you may think, well, what can I do right now? I'm stuck in my hump. I bet there's a whole list. If you sat down, you could write down an entire list of things that need to be done in or around your home. How about even making a list of things that you are going to do to make this transition easier as we come out of it? What are your plans for the future? There's lots of ways that you can take action. You can call your family, neighbors, friends. You can be online, bringing people up, not sucking down into the negativity train, but bringing people up and adding positive thoughts that people may not have thought of yet. Oh, and we have Brown Bear Spirit. He came up again. He's come up quite a few times. Take time out. We're kind of being forced to do that right now. But bears are the most healing animal spirit. They are all about healing and medicine and taking care of yourself. So that's very interesting. Oh, and Nightingale Spirit reminds you that love is all around. You know, we can be forced to do this, we can be forced to do that, but they can never take away the love that we have for each other, ever. And then your Stone People card is Otter Medicine, which reminds you to bring some joy and laughter back into this situation. Remember, these cards are telling you what you can do, the steps you need to take to make this easier for yourself and those around you. Bring some humor, some fun back into the situation. Just because you're stuck in your house does not mean that you cannot have fun. I mean, I grew up in a time before we didn't even watch TV hardly at all. We kept ourselves busy, plenty, just right around the house, doing all kinds of stuff. It's not impossible at all. I think a lot of people are looking at this stay-at-home thing as a very negative thing because they can't go out and do everything they're used to doing. Well, we grew up in a time, if you're older, where we didn't have all that stuff. And you know what? We were just fine. We were fine without TV. We were fine just playing in the yard or making tents out of sheets in the house. Golly, there was, I mean, we didn't have all this technology and all these toys and all this stuff. And you know what? We survived just fine. So let's place our stones in our rune, our labradorite. Remember, this was the most important message from Spirit. Be the slayer of darkness and the bringer of light. That means when people are really getting down and being super negative, pull that sword out. Pull that sword of light out and bring some light to the situation. So I'm going to put that on. It's time to take action. Maybe that's where you need to take action. The obsidian, which talks is very protective, repels negativity. I'm going to put that one on our brown bear spirit. He's very protective. I love bears. I'm just going to get our soapstone little bear over here just for the heck of it and put it on there. Let's just enhance the power of the bear. Protect and heal us. Then we have our blue lace agate. Intuition, listening to our gut about what's truly going on and not just listening to all the rhetoric out there. I'm actually going to put this one on the council fire, the decisions for you. Listen to your intuition about making decisions this week. And then we have the rune of disruption. We already know that that is happening. How are we going to handle it? I'm going to put that on Nightingale Spirit. Love is all around. We are going to get through this just fine. Okay, now I'm going to choose your quote for the week. I'm going to close my eyes and let your quote come to me. Okay, that's that one. A bend in the road is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn. How interesting that that came up today. That means be malleable. That means to go with the flow of this. It is not the end of the road unless you fail to make the turn, and maybe that is your decision. That quote, one of the reasons I love it so much is that it was by Helen Keller. So please, please take care of yourself, stay safe, and care for all those around you. Peace, love, and light. Until next time.